Welcome to Mindset Mastery with Julissa Edwards, the podcast dedicated to helping high performers unlock their true potential and cultivate a powerful mindset for success. I'm your host, Julissa Edwards, a mindset coach and advocate for healthy high performance. Join me on this transformative journey as we delve into strategies, insights, and inspiring conversations with experts and thriving high performers. Get ready to master your mindset, elevate your performance, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Let's dive in. Hello. I am so excited and honored to be having this episode that you guys are about to listen into right now. So I have the privilege of interviewing a dear close friend of mine, Tyler Duncan, and his plethora of wisdom, insight as to how he has gotten to this such monumental place in his career, life, and leadership within his community. Tyler does a lot, you guys. I'm going to explain to you guys in a brief summary what he does, but the interview will go into so much more depth. So, Tyler Duncan is a senior human resources and talent management business partner for Sharp Healthcare, one of the largest healthcare providers in San Diego. Tyler is highly motivated and engaging HR professional with years of experience establishing productive business relationships and resolving critical business issues. As a certified professional in the Society for Human Resources Management and the Human Resources Certification Institute, he is committed to providing various sectors of the workforce with strategic guidance and high quality support. Now, let me tell you what else he does. In his spare time, as if that wasn't enough, he serves as the vice chair for the City of San Diego Human Relations Commissions, an advisory board to Mayor Todd Gloria that assists with promoting activities that foster understanding, respect, and inclusion amongst all San Diegans. Additionally, because he does more, he helps employees with his own business ditch their toxic work environments and secure the career and salary of their dreams through a variety of career coaching services he provides as the business owner of the Honest HR Coach. Yeah, if y'all not understanding the type of vibes that we're about to get into in this episode, Tyler is a beast in everything he does and he leads with his heart. This episode was so good. We ran for over an hour and 20 minutes. This is most likely the first half of the episode that you will be listening to because it was just so potent. We're going to be getting into an array of things in our conversation. And I would say that some of the highlighting points of this interview have been how to persevere through adversity, why networking is so vital, how to utilize your network, how to always keep your best foot forward even when times get rough and when you don't feel like you know where you're going in your career or your livelihood. So much more, but y'all will listen to it shortly. Please have your pen and papers ready. This is a really good episode. Enjoy. Hello, welcome back. We are here today with a very special episode. My dear friend, so Tyler, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. Great to connect with you all. My name is Tyler Duncan. I am a human resources professional, as we all know, a major advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and just really any injustices throughout our community.
For anyone that doesn't know, Tyler and I are very, very close. We went to college together. We're both Virgos. We both act in the same manner when it comes to like work and professionalism and all the things. Let's start with this question. What is your definition of a healthy high performer?
Well, a healthy high performer to me has like an intrinsic desire to do more, to want to be more, to get the most out of all aspects of their life, while also recognizing that it requires a certain level of awareness and really partnership with their community. For me, I believe like it truly encompasses who I am and how I approach my life.
So that's a very tailored response, which I love. So a healthy high performer for you is, yes, someone who's like doing great and excelling in all the things. But what's really key for you is to make sure that you're giving back to your community.
150%.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've heard that a couple of times now, even in your intro, and even in that's like one of your core values.
Oh, definitely. As you know, if I'm not doing it for the community, if I'm not doing it for a bigger impact or bigger purpose, I'm not doing it. And that's just like plain and clear for me. That continues to be the driving force in my personal life, in my professional life, in all aspects of my life. If it is not for like a bigger purpose or a bigger impact, I'm not there because I am a big impact. I am a lot, and I recognize, enjoy that, and I embrace it. So if it's not about the bigger vision, it really ain't for me.
And so, do you think that you've had that big vision mentality this clearly, even from your early adulthood? Like, let's bring it back to college, right? You were an
All
orientation
right.
leader, you served on many different executive boards. Was that always your purpose to make an impact on a larger community?
Dang, you took it back to the orientation leader.
That's how
Yes,
I know
no,
you.
for
That's how I
sure.
know
No.
you. Mhm.
Very true, very true. No, for sure. That has always been a major driving factor for me. I would say even early in my like childhood life, my teen life, high school, going into college, going into my professional life. Throughout high school, doing too much. You know, I ran track, I was in the choir, I did theater. You know, I was on student site council, like doing too much, but loving it all, and really doing it all so that I could affect and positively make change and impact in those communities. So naturally into college, doing too much still. Whether that's orientation leader, being a part of the MPHC, you know, joining fraternity, giving back to the community, still performing in like the arts and culture, really immersing myself in those different me's and getting what I need out of like that aspect of me while making like positive changes is like the secret sauce. It's like the best I guess you would say environment for me to flourish and grow in.
Hmm. So I mean, what a beautiful response. I've always known you to be, even before I knew you well, not necessarily a connector, although you can do that, but you were just always involved in many different things. And so you kept saying like I was doing a lot or too much. And
Mhm.
we're all about, healthy high performers. We tend to be very ambitious. We tend to put a lot on our plate. And not to say that anything is better or worse, but we tend to have a high threshold, which can be a negative or positive thing of the
Mhm.
amount of things that we're outputting at the same time, all the things. And so it kind of seems like you had a habit or within your character from a very young age. Before I knew you, you just told me about like your theater in the past and all of the things that you used to do in high school. Um, Even since then, you were trying to do it all.
Correct.
Yeah. So, what do you think makes you? Is it hunger? What makes you be that kind of person?
Hmm. Well, Virgo Nation for one.
We do our best.
uh, Two, for me, just really as far back as I can think, that's always been my driving factor. Of course, in my childhood, I had major events that have shaped and kind of developed the character of who I am. But prior to those events, post those events, I mean, I still have always wanted to be bigger than myself. You know, I'm LA born and raised. I always knew there had to be more than just like the block. Like there had to be more than 119th or Doty. Like there just had to be out there. So a big avenue for that, what I was taught really young was that education. Education is your key to getting out of your environment, whatever environment that may be. And that of course pulls you in a lot of different directions. And that type of hunger, as you had mentioned, once I got a taste of something, I wanted to know more about it. Like that music, where does that music come from? How do you read that music? How do you sing that music? You know, track and field, like watching the Olympics, like Alison Felix was a beast. Like, how did she get that good? How do I,
Mm.
mimic that or understand that? Tyson Gay, you said Powell, like, all these different high performers in their field. So anytime I feel like I got a taste of something or like an incline to learn more about it, I wanted to figure out how I could contribute to that. And that doesn't necessarily mean me being the best. It means like how can I make the result the best? Whether that's me uplifting and helping out a partner, whether that's me, offering my input or my aspects. Sometimes if that's me playing the back seat, whatever I can do to kind of accomplish our goal and get us to that end point, that's what really drew me forward. Because I was not a beast in track. But I was a hard worker and I was a good team player, and I uplifted and empowered my team. So there are lots of things that I contributed to, and like I said, just intrinsically as long and as far back as I can think, that's just always been my motivating factors. Once I'm educated about something, once I have a little bit of a peek under the hood of what's going on, I want to know more.
Okay, so teamwork for sure. It's,
Hmm.
another one of your core values. And then what I'm hearing too is that you were a great observer. And when you saw greatness, it was like a light that you were attracted to. And you were
Hmm.
like, I want to learn more. I need to know the ins and outs. Like, how can I replicate this? How can I learn from this to utilize it in whatever project or team, thing that I'm doing with other individuals or for myself? And it's very you're humble. It's not, it's not just about you. It's like this is for the, again, the greater picture. So in reference to our earlier question at the top of the interview, like you really have had this natural mindset of, for the greater cause from a very, very young age.
100% Virgo Nation again.
I want to talk more about this like desire for like greatness. I really like just like picture you and even your younger self before I met you, just like really looking up, and you still do, like
Hmm.
looking up and looking to see how we can be better, how we can move the needle forward, with like efficiency and just like mentorship, if you may, or at least learning, being a student of that person's craft or greatness.
Hmm.
And so, why do you think that you have this desire to be great?
Because I am. Like, I've only begun to uh taste what that greatness feels like to me, in the different facets of my life, in the different stages of life. Where that greatness comes from, I really feel like it's being inspired, at a young age, to know that there is more, to know that there is a bigger vision, and that you can really have whatever you want. Like, you can have whatever you want, and you can portion it. It doesn't have to be you can have it all. No, you can have what you want, whether that's one slice of the pie, whether that's two slices of the pie, whether that's the whole pie. Like, you can have it. Like, so that type of like empowerment has was drilled into me really at a very young age, and it's really just carried me through life. I mean, we talk about like taking risks. I'm first generation college, like left California, moved to New York blind, committed blind, you know going out and doing it, first to live in a different state other than California, stayed in college, stayed pursuing my career, my dreams, chose to pivot as far as different career aspects, personal aspects, living situations, because y'all know living in New York is crazy. Crazy. But I did it all, and I'm not afraid of change. I'm not shying away from the unknown. I've been able to kind of jump into the deep end. So where that really comes from, I again feel like it was just what was kind of reinforced, really given as an option, because you could be raised in the same household with all of your siblings or all of your cousins or all of your distant cousins or whatever that family structure looks like to you, and there all be different outcomes, and literally all ate the same food, slept in equal, spaces, had, similar kind of living situations, though everything is unique, that structure produced different results out of those individuals. So, yeah, I would say that was something that just really sparked my interest. I also, again, at a very young age, I got into a terrible accident, where my arm was nearly cut off and reattached. life-changing kind of event for me, and really continue to embrace and empower that no, there is more legitimately meant for you. Like, no, you are legitimately not done. And that type of fire and understanding let me know that, like, yo, God, spirit, like greater calling, that there is more out of my life. So it just really went from filling me up on 87 to filling me up on 91 with gas. Cause like now I know for sure that, I deserve that premium gas. I have that premium output to give to the world. So those types of desires have really just kept my motor going. And I would say, yeah, that there have been some major contributing factors along the way, but really the foundation of being inspired to know that there's more than just like your square block was what has like really started the journey for me.
Are you a shining star in your world, but deep down you feel the weight of unresolved emotions blocking your path? It's time to break free from the chains that hold you back and step into the life you've always deserved. Introducing the one-to-one somatic elevation coaching, a transformative journey for those who are ready to transcend their current reality and embrace their true potential. You achieved greatness, but anxiety, emotional instability, and poor boundaries still linger. It's time for you to rewrite your story. Our program is designed to guide you towards emotional mastery so you can thrive within your growth mindset and finally experience internal clarity. Ready to step into a life of resiliency, clarity, and abundance? Visit our website, www.julisaedwardscounseling.com, to learn more and embark on a transformative journey. Individuals, us growing up, our childhood, as you know, is such a grand part of our lives as adults.
Hmm.
From the ages of 0 to 7, even all the way up to 12, we're sponges soaking everything in. And I always teach my students that at that age, which is when how old were you when your accident happened?
12.
12, right at the okay, it's right at the end, which still significant. So I mean, regardless, it was a traumatic accident. You almost lost
Hmm.
your life. And so I love that even before learning about the accident here on this podcast, you're telling us that you had the blessing of having people, like speak love into you, telling you that you were destined for more and that you are great, which is a beautiful thing. And it's funny because, depending on different people's childhood, everyone responds to things differently. And so you had the blessing of receiving love to be love, right? Because everything you do is with love, wanting to help others, wanting to push people forward and all the things. And let's just say, for example, purposes, individuals who maybe didn't have that kind of upbringing or that foundation, they could still be doing great things because their mind would do the opposite of like, well, I never received this, so I have to output this.
Hmm.
Or somebody could have great love like you did and then feel insecure, like, well, they have to say that because they're my family and not fully believe it. And so it's really, really nice that one, you had the beautiful foundation and something with inside of you was able to take that and run with it and fully believe it and encompass it into your beingness. And so that, alongside with having a traumatic incident in a very young stage of your life, as I was saying prior, from the ages of 0 to 12, we're sponges and we're really soaking everything in. And I usually explain it like it's, we have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, and our subconscious eye from the ages of 0 to 7, particularly, and all the way up until 12. Um, it's like it's always open. It's watching everything, even if you think you're not paying attention, almost like a trance in theta wave. And so anything that your parents are doing, your culture, your household, your siblings, your school setting, like every little detail of your life in those early stages, we're soaking up. And for you, again, you had that great foundation, and then we had this traumatic incident, which I would consider a spiritual awakening.
Agreed.
Yeah, right. So, like, something huge that happened, you were so young, and from then on, it was, let's go even harder. I know for a fact this could have went left so easily. I
Mhm.
know for a fact that I am destined to do more and to stand in greatness.
100%. You cannot. There were so many defining factors, let's get into it. Let's unpack it a little bit. There were so many defining factors on January 17th, like that you cannot tell me that there is not a God, that there is not a higher being, that my angels and my Uncle Cully, like, and whatnot did not come down and save my life. You know what I mean? Whether that be the true, like, function and complexity of the accident that I was involved in, whether that be the amount of blood, that I lost in my body, whether that be, the fucking experiment, of trying to put me back together. Like, no, like, God saved me, you know what I mean? He pushed me through, like, and yeah, like that embrace, that kind of love and that type of, like, spiritual interaction or awakening, like you speak to, it's definitely something that flows through my blood. It's something that has always kind of flown through my blood and my family's blood. So it is great to have had that type of awakening or that reconfirmation, and for it to be have been used as something that to re-energize me, to continue to move me forward, to motivate me, to push me ahead. And while it does have its dark moments, I would say that the majority of it has done just that and has provided me the awareness and the light to get through those dark moments. And to, even in conversations like this, be able to recognize and understand, like, damn, like, no, I really am here for a greater purpose. No, I really am, like, bigger
Mhm.
and better than anything or any box or any definition of what anyone's version of success looks like, or what their pie looks like, like, no, I'm
Yeah.
eating my own pie. Like, so
Mhm.
yeah, pretty great. So thank you for that type of perspective on it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my eyes, like you've already done amazing. Like if you wanted to, which you're not,
Check.
if you want, like literally, if you wanted to stop right now, you could. You
Yeah.
could, and it would have been like, oh, he's like amazing, which I want to get into right now. So like, okay, now we have a really good understanding of like your foundation, your background, who you are, why you are the way you are, which I love. And so now we have this amazing man who's doing like generally, like genuinely amazing things, right? You hold three different positions. Can you tell us more about your career trajectory, how you got to where you're at, and like you're from someone who was doing the most in their communities as a young child, like you're also doing the most now in the most impactful, like I'm even thinking about like your job, your career, 9 to 5, how many people you're overseeing, which I want you to get into,
Hmm.
then for your community in California, right? And
Hmm.
then also in your business helping people, literally have a better work lives in their workplace.
Yeah, typically I'd want to start with with where I am now and the impact and everything that I'm making, but, like, me. So let's take it back. All right, let's go ahead and take it back. So yeah, started off my career early working with individuals with autism and related disorders. Shout out to Jalissa, we were right there. We actually all us and another good friend of ours all showed up to an interview at the same time. And
Not knowing, I had no
not
idea.
knowing.
I
And
had
as the
no idea. And I was like, what? You about to be working? I was like, I'm about to be, I was
no,
competitive. I was like,
no, no. I
I'm
was
about to
like,
be
I'm about
working
to
here.
get this job.
I killed
So
that interview. I'm about to get this job.
so as the healthy high performance circle that we are, we all showed up like, oh, it's one position. Oh, there was one position posted. This is awkward. All three of us are here. I'm so
Correct.
sorry. I'm so sorry to you. So sorry,
I
just.
got this.
But long story short, they made three positions for us. They took all three. They took all of us at once, which
It took
was
all of us.
It took all of us, which was crazy. But that type of energy, in which I'll get into a little bit later about your community and leveraging your community and how important it is. That is going to be one of my biggest takeaways I want people to understand from our conversation today. But they ended up taking all of us, all of our strong community, our core there. Began working with individuals with autism and related disorders, as well as a variety of other developmental disorders or delays, and there honestly wasn't enough money in it. It wasn't enough money in it for me as a person who had literally left California, moved to New York in my senior year of college, and trying to figure out how am I going to stay in New York. With that being said, I had the opportunity to jump onto the administrative operations side of things. And that really began to give me a peek under the hood to understanding how business operations, for something so impactful and so beautiful, run, how they operate, how they function, and how are they successful. And that really piqued my desire. Graduated college with my degree in biological psychology with a minor in peace and justice studies. And of course, you just paid all that money for that degree, so you better go use it. So I had the amazing opportunity to work in a lab, a pathology lab. So grossing, staining, essentially where you would send your swabs and your
Oh
blood
my
that's
God,
in.
I forgot about that job.
Yeah, let's get in. Let's take it back. All right. So got into the lab. Amazing experience.
Literally.
You literally amazing experience. All right. I actually ended up getting the position. I applied cold, got the interview, ended up being an AKA. Held it down, and she was in HR. All right, she held it down. Did what I had to do to get in the door, killed the interview, etc. But she definitely offered that type of support and understanding I need to land the position, especially coming fresh out of college. So got into the lab in the QA department and hated it. Completely unfulfilled. Explored different opportunities as far as getting licensed in staining. For anybody who knows what I'm talking about, licensing like grossing, what those advancement opportunities look like, what that money looked like, and it really wasn't fulfilling me. I was actually becoming pretty unhappy and like developing habits that really didn't align with who I wanted to be or what I knew to be true. And that came from having job dissatisfaction, career dissatisfaction, for being completely misaligned with what my knowledge, skills, and abilities were supposed to be doing for the world. And as we know, that's not going to work for Tyler. It's just not going to work. It's not giving back to my community. It's not making impact. It's not as purposeful as I would like it to be, though it was impactful in actually being able to, confirm proper paperwork to a slide, a breast cell, let's say slide that was tested, that is eventually going to be delivered to a doctor to let the patient know whether they have cancer or not. Impactful work, but not
Very
something
impactful.
very impactful, but not something that was honestly feeding my soul. So I did a regroup, yeah, and I decided, all right, well, what is going to be that filling factor, okay? And I'm skipping through the 6 months of temping through 34th Street up to all the way up
Yeah.
to Dykeman.
Wait.
Yeah,
Let me chime in here. Let me chime
come
in
on.
here because as you know, I would say, healthy high performers is what we are achieving now, and what we're it's a constant work, but we are hustlers, which a
Yeah.
lot of high achievers usually are. And so yeah, we're doing all this fancy stuff on paper, and we got bills to pay too. So we have a job here, a job here. I'm working midnight shifts. Like, we're doing all the things which you were doing.
Yeah.
But before you keep going, what I'm even recognizing within how much passion you have about every single job that you've had on this impact and the greater picture is that, I'm jumping a little bit forward, but it's the exact reason why you're able to help so many people in your business now.
Hmm.
This Your story and your, I don't want to say tragedies, but all these like left turns that you wanted things to be better, and you using such powerful words like it wasn't aligned, it wasn't for the greater picture or the mission. Like, and it's just like, yeah, that's exactly why you are the honest HR coach, and you're able to stand up for people because you know what it feels like. I mean, if someone, I know, because I know you so personally, like you've always jumped when they weren't serving you.
Hmm.
A lot of millennials, a lot of people in our age group, we do tend to jump a lot. I'm not feeling this move. I'm not feeling this move. But really, I'm understanding even greater now. You leave because you don't feel either supported, or you don't feel like you're growing, or you don't feel like the company is operating in a form of integrity. Imagine a life where overwhelm is replaced by inner peace, where emotional instability transforms into emotional regulation, and where avoidance gives way to acceptance. Introducing one-to-one somatic elevation coaching, a transformative journey for those who are ready to transcend their current reality and embrace their true potential. I will help you heal those inner wounds that have been holding you back for so long. You'll gain the tool to embrace a new understanding of yourself, unlocking the power to create mental freedom. Life's magic is waiting for you once you elevate your inner work. As you shed the weight of unhealed trauma, you'll find yourself clearer, lighter, and open to the universe's whispers, a clear line of communication. Ready to step into a life of resiliency, clarity, and abundance? Visit our website, www.julisaedwards.com, to learn more and embark on a transformative journey. Break free from the chains of emotional instability and self-doubt, and embrace the pleasure of inner peace, self-love, and empowerment. Once again, that's www.julisaedwardscounseling.com. Thank you for tuning into Mindset Mastery with Julissa Edwards. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast to receive future episodes packed with valuable insights. Remember to follow us on social media at thehealthy.highperformer for more inspiration, tips, and updates. If you found this episode helpful, we'd appreciate it if you could share it with your network and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support means the world to us as we continue to empower high performers like you. Until next time, keep mastering your mindset and thriving as a healthy high performer.